Filters and effects provide a range of quick special effects. When a filter is applied to an object, changes are made directly to the object. Effects have the advantages over filters in that they do not directly alter the original object's paths. So it can be turned on and off and the original design's still there. They're divided into two, so there's Illustrator Effects, which are obviously these ones here, and there's Photoshop Effects, or original Photoshop Effects, however they're still applied within Illustrator at the bottom here. I've applied the effects to most of them, however I will just go through and do 3 or 4 to show you how it's done. What you're going to need to do is obviously have your original design. Here we're going to roughen it, so select the design, up to Effect, down to Distort and Roughen. That will open this little tab. It's always best to preview it to see how it's going to look and to play around with that design without distorting it too much so it's still recognisable. And really just giving showing a visual of what the design looks like. The drop shadow will apply to, so Effect, down to Stylize, drop shadow, and apply that drop shadow. You can always change the opacity, you can change the colour, so on and so forth. And we'll apply that. The other one I haven't done here is the inner glow, and Effect, inner glow, and that can be previewed. How it often they seem very similar to feathering. Feathering sort of just blurs from the outside in, whereas an inner glow you've got the ability to change the colours. As you can see here, we can add a different colour. You can change the opacity, you can change the blur length, you can make it centered, so on and so forth. So that's the difference between the feather and the inner glow if they're appearing very similar. So with your designs, copy the designs and apply the effect so it gives a visualization of how it's going to appear without it distorting too much. It's not recognisable. Photoshop Effects, once again I've applied all the effects here bar this one. Same process, Effect, then down to Photoshop Effects. You can go through and play around with these. They'll have additional few additional sort of effects. Otherwise, a lot of the main ones are just an effect gallery. That will open up a whole tab, which you can collapse down and open up a whole lot. And that will give a quick visualization of how it's going to look. Now we're after colored pencil. And once again, play around with the effect and apply that. Photoshop effects don't tend to work very well on vector images. That's why they're Photoshop effects. They work really well on photos with different textures, different colors. Applying an effect to a flat color shape, you can see can be pretty limited. So it's always best if you want a colored pencil effect on a shape, actually get the colored pencils out, create it, scan it, and then you can manipulate it more in Illustrator. To turn off the effects, you're just going to simply select them, and then over here the appearance, and you can see that's all the little attributes that's occurred on that, so we can turn the little eyes off there to toggle between its visibility. Last of all, what can be achieved with effects and filters with your design. Something like this in terms of the color halftone that's shown in the background, the slicing up of the image, color halftone here once again, the drop shadows. So it's going to improve your design. It's not going to always make your design. Thanks.